You're ready to put a box in the grave. Hi, I'm Chris Vangelis on the internet, and I'm streaming on Boxing Day 2023. You're watching a live stream, or you're watching a recording of a live stream. Either way, we basically live together now. Hi, everybody. Let me go say hi to my up scroll here. Hello, Robot Lorekeeper. Welcome back to V-Support Adam Edgemond. Hello, Ben Walters. Hello, Dynamo Dave 2002, and Helena-san, and Chris Muse, and Brian, and Minor Edgar, and Master Ben 95, and Timu Kananen, and P. Toadstool. It appears you got your name. Hooray. Also, Lorcan Nagel, and Picky Peeves, and Chef M80. What in tarnation is going on here? Scorp X7, what up? The grave. I don't know what a dishwasher is. I hand wash everything. My apartment is small and doesn't have a dishwasher. I hate it. You know, it's actually better because when you have a dishwasher, you just end up piling things into the dishwasher, and then one day you have no dishes, and they're all in this, like, just dank, moist cave in your kitchen. Whereas in my case, they pile up in the sink until they make me get anxiety attacks, and then I wash them all by hand, grumbling to myself about how I'm doing everything better because all you all you millennials something don't know how to scrub plate. Uh, Techno Micah, hello. Thank you very much for the Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's the 26th. It's Boxing Day over here in Canada. And so what better way to celebrate Boxing Day than opening a box? I got a little bit of what do you call it? Upkeep to do here. Oh, Pete, the clean spoons thing. I use a lot of spoons when I cook. If I'm getting like, okay, chili oil, okay, getting some powder, I just keep grabbing a new spoon, right? So I don't cross-contaminate. Then eventually I've used 5 spoons trying to cook something, and I'm like, all right, time to eat. And I'm like, this is my last spoon. What is Boxing Day? It's December 26th. It's the original Black Friday. Boxing Day is when stores have all their big sales. Right after they already had all their big sales, because we took on the Americans' Black Friday thing. So, like a month later, we have another set of sales. It's really stupid. I do got to buy more spoons. So, a little bit of upkeep. This box is very much thanks to Face Forward Sam, who's in the Discord very often, who's on here very often, who's currently watching a movie. So... this would have been better at a time with when Sam could have been here for it, because if it wasn't for Sam, I wouldn't have this box with me right now. Also, I should quickly do a little bit of what do you call it, self-plugging and advertisements, because it's nearly the end of the month. So, have you all heard of the Ex-Mangulus? And can I search for that term? I can. Okay. Y'all like coupon codes? Good. This should work. There it is. I got a coupon code with Toy Hacks. It still works until the end of the month. If you want 15% off, pop in Ex-Mangulus. I've been thinking about if they want to do a January coupon code. I've already been thinking of a good name. I think it's going to be New Yangelus. If we do continue with this thing, but Ex-Mangulus is the current code. As I mentioned before, there was no code in November due to Black Friday sales being imminent, but had there been a code in November, it was going to be No Nut Novangelus, which was then going to be, like, truncated down to Novangelus, and then by the time I had that beautiful idea, November came, and it was like, oh, we're not doing a code this month, so we all missed out. But this code works for another, like, 5 days, 5, I always forget the arbitrary number. 31, 5 days. This works for another, let's say, 4.5 days, because we are partway through to the 26th. I need a show Z discount. Yeah, I need to just stack up more curse name coupon codes. Working on it. Have your stores been like, Scorp, have your stores been like, here's our Boxing Day sale on December 24th? Yeah, we have Boxing Week sometimes now, to go with Black Friday week / Cyber Monday weekend. Yeah, man. What else? We got some more upkeep here, because on Friday, I'm going to be doing, ideally on Friday, that's my current plan, I'm going to be doing an Extra Life stream, which is that QR code over there. Where's the overlay? Here it is. So, we are so close to having raised 1,000 American dollars for sick kids, and that is my goal for this year. So on Friday, I'm going to try one more Extra Life stream. Going to just do a bunch of things. I'm not sure what yet, but I want to make it a variety stream. So it won't just be like play Hades for like 8 hours or something. It's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's going to be all of the milestones as well, so as hopefully things increment up, we'll have more script readings. There's going to be a hot sauce sandwich if we hit a certain point. There's one more hard karaoke queued up, and then if we hit $1,000, then at some point I end up with a gold medal, apparently. Cyber Boxing Day sounds pretty rad. Yeah, it would. Where is it? Where's my Cyber Boxing Day? Where's my Real Steel, the holiday? Where's National Real Steel Day? Picky Peeves, you're down with Wonka. I don't want to pay money to watch it, but if it hits streaming, if you're saying it's worth the time, and I remember. Chris Muse, our stores are closed on this holy of days. Ours ain't, not in Toronto. Subway system was heckish today, clogged full of human. Yeah, they should just make me a Show V store, Master Ben. I agree. Big confused. It could be worse. I remember in Poland, without them celebrating Halloween, Christmas was showing up in September. Ugh. No! That's banned. Christmas Hall. Very, very little. Toronto is a modern-day Sodom. Boy. I don't want to stuff my Christmas Hall into this stream since, like, I've got a big-ass box to go through, but hopefully on Friday maybe I can pop it up. It's not huge. So far it's like, it's a toy and some books and a rack that I actually don't know where I'm going to put it right now. A little cosmetics rack for things that are maybe like, you know, this big and jar-like or bottle-like. Master Ben, you're watching Abba Ranger. I remember when Abba Ranger came out, and we all thought that the old guy was actually going to be the Blue Ranger. And that bummed me out when he wasn't. Midnight. Public transport closed, companies open in afternoon, AM at work right. Okay, well, have a good working. What was the other thing? That was the other thing. Extra Life and that coupon code. Those were the two main things. So yeah, if you do hit this QR code, that'll take you to my Extra Life page. I might try to figure out some more incentive things. I just don't know what, because I don't have like much ability to figure those things. I have a cameo alike in there, and I don't know how clear it is that that's what it is. Nor do I think that's like super attractive, but you know, it's a thing you can get me to read like a book for you or something. I don't know how those things work. But yeah, we're at 800 something right now. Put this away. I have a link I could paste in the chat too. I guess I'll do it because other people can't put links in the chat. No, I don't want to go to the stream overlay. By the way, I hope you all had a good December 24th, 25th, whatever it is you may have been doing. I know it's it's a good time of year, except for everyone for whom it is not. And I hope that you're more trending on the it's a good time of year side of things. I know there's a lot of folks in my socials for whom this should be a good time, and you know, circumstances make it less of a good time. The sort of time where it's like, this should be a good time, and 2 hours in, you're kind of like, boy, I hope this time is over soon. So I hope that's not your case. If it is, then, you know, my condolences, and me and my very cool family welcome you to join us. Well, we can't now, it's the 26th, nor could you get over here, but we welcome you to join us in spirit and intent. We got your back! Spent $300 on an OLED Switch. For a second, I thought that said OLED watch, and I was like, flex. I didn't know they make those. Lorcon, you got a Revival Alto VF25. Nice. Retail wasn't fun. No, I don't expect it. I don't expect it was. But yeah, let's get down to some business here. You must have a big table to invite all the viewers. Well, the thing is, the table's not mine. It's, when I say the table, I just mean like maybe some structure downtown that I don't own. And I might not be there, but it belongs to all of us. In our hearts! Shane DePayne, happy Tuesday. Picky Peas, you got slippers. Freaking, I am jello jellers. I got slippers that frigging suck, and I need new ones. I got ones where, once upon a time, they seemed like a good idea, but they're too loose. They just fall off if I step over things, which is not accomplishing what they're supposed to do. What is accomplishing its task, though, is our thing we're going to open up today, which is this extremely large gentleman here. Partially censored because, you know, they haven't fully cleared this guy for North America. He's semi-illegal to look at. So, you know, like, just don't tell on me. Don't tell the cops. But we're gonna crack this guy open. And full disclosure, I have this because of Sam, Face Forward, who was able to jump in and grab one when I was specifically for the window that this was available, which I don't remember what year that was anymore, because my brain is really funny since 2020. I don't remember what year it was, but the entire window this was available, I was specifically not able to jump in until like 2 or 3 days after. But Sam was like, "Oh, I'll cover you," and then it's not just thanks to Sam. It's also thanks to my mom, who brought this over here when she came to visit. So basically, what should have been a one-person operation with a postal system became a three-person operation with luggage space, and it's a whatever you call it. It's a Rudolph miracle that this was achieved. Oh, I also had a funny little story. Because what was it? Chris Muse, you were like, it's Chris Mass. It's the biggest Chris Day. Did you know? Once upon a time, Adam's Robot promotes negative cultural values like death and Saurus. Actually, Sanras, depending on your dub of choice. Once upon a time, I was doing a temp job for government for youth justice, and they made me a temp email address, and they shortened my name in the best way possible. My email address for about 12 hours was Christ Ho. And I was like, good. Finally. I deserve this. And I pointed it out and I was like, hey, I got a pretty cool email address. They changed it to like CHO the next day. Because they're friggin' small time. And they're afraid of me. So, very briefly, in government record, I was known as Christ Ho. So, it's something one day I'll return. Oh yeah, so I have opened the box up because I've filmed my box footage for this. So I'm not like cutting the tape, but everything is still twist tied inside. I haven't removed anything. I just opened the sub boxes to film them, so that we can just do this, wantonly and willy-nilly. So, if you would like, I could try to fake reactions to the existence of cardboard in here. Sideswipe Prime, you are not late. You are just in time. Yeah, Lorcon, I was like, oh, did they assign this to me to see if I'd complain? Because I was like, I'm not going to complain. I ain't complaining. And I mentioned it to someone, and then they changed it because they're friggin' cowards. Alright, fake it? Alright. So, guys, I'm gonna cut the tape, alright? Let me just get my knife out from over here. Oh, that tape was loud. Alright, let's get this open. Oh, wait. I gotta get my keyboard out of the way. Otherwise, I won't have room for anything here. The chroma key is still working on green. Oh, yeah. Only I can read the name animations. I forgot about. Why does it make everyone's name green when they remember? It's so silly. The invisible. No. There's tape. There's tape on here. There's You can see the. Wow. That's a really good background cover. It's part of my face. It's part of my face. Well, you'll have to trust me. There is tape there, and I cut it. So first thing in here. Whoa, guys! There's a censored box in here. Holy moly! But whoa, that's not all. What? Oh Jesus. Jesus, my name. There's a smaller box in here. What? I can't believe it's a 2-box operation in this thing. Wow. What? I still feel some weight in here. Chat? Hang on. No, I'm not even streaming. I'm going to be one of those people. Chat? I feel weight inside this box. Chat? I'm gonna shake the chat. I'm gonna shake the box until what? Arie non desu ka? There's a third box in here. Hang on, thumbnail. How was it for you? That felt pretty good for me. I'm really, like, you know, I'm really, oh, I'm really feeling it myself. Was it good for you, though? Was it good for you? I missed a whole lot of chat while I was doing that nonsense. Valkysis, hello. You are emotionally overwhelmed. Good. So now I got to figure out the order in which to open these things with the better camera that can actually see what's inside them. So let me flip this stuff around. Get this all in position here. I'll have what I'm having. That'll cost you. Let's see if this trick still works. Redacted bottle. Nice. No one knows what that was. You see, there is a personality type that'd be like, dang, this background zoom blur filter is annoying. It's making it hard to show things. I'm just finding this really funny, like the way that this thing is so specific, except when it's not. And I love the redacted bottle. It puts a smile on my face. Fako. We got any juggalos up in this? What's the juggalo sign? We got any juggalos in? Are we hopping? Is that what that's what they say, right? It's trying to blur my hands half the time. Yeah, I know. You can't know what's in these hands. It's redacted. Let me see if I've got this shot right here for the desktop feature. But oh, here we go. I've had this guy standing on my desk just holding this thing like a popsicle with his mouth open, and every time I look at him, I just feel really happy. He just makes me so happy. It's just, when you put all of his accessories on him and there's nowhere else to put this thing, and he can't hold it solidly, so you just stuff it into his knuckle hands, squeeze it tight, and he has to hold it like this or it'll fall out. Techno, you still haven't opened Primal? I'm gonna have to put that on your whatever your Wikitubia or whatever that site is. All right, so unpainted Xerath. He's based. See, I based him. I have so much like half-finished stuff still lingering here. But it's okay. We won't see it once all more boxes are in the way. So here's the exciting box number 1. The smallest box is the first one we're going to crack open. You'll note that they have really gone to town trying to treat the gold chrome well. I think there was definite like feedback response going on with the packing of this whole thing. Who bases their models before painting? Like me? I don't... Low-key, I know it's just schools of thought. I don't comprehend basing after I paint, because I want the base to be part of the paint job, especially on my Necrons. So I want it primed. I want it primed before the model's painted. Otherwise, I'm like painting stuff around a painted model, and like it's not for me. It's not for me. My Necrons also have like a sort of like Technicolor basing job, which I'm like super down with. Yeah, Lorcan, I know a lot of people do like basing than paint the basing material. Just for some reason, my brain is happier to, because I also like when I base stuff, I sometimes use the basing to fasten the model down to the base. So that like my bases sometimes get very heavy because I like just pile stuff in there. This is also twist tied in. If I have one problem with this, when I looked inside, I was already getting this feeling. It's that they went with plastic twist ties, and I'm like on a premium product like a HasLab piece. In my opinion, the premium twist tie is the green twist tie, the paper twist tie. Putting these plastic ones in here feels like I'm not getting my premium experience. So I'm assuming this is a tail. It is a tail. I have things, by the way, to say about the instructions. I looked at what the instructions are, and, like, I'm sure you all already know from, like, keeping up with coverage of this piece, but boy howdy. Alright, so we got us a breast. We got the red breast. I'm gonna avoid getting sidetracked playing with breasts until we've got everything out. And then we're gonna get some real good, just like hard finger time in, some deep hand feel analysis on Deathsaurus or Deathsaurus's breasts. It's hard to get a position. There we go. I am kind of excited about this because I've heard so much buzz about how this piece turned out, and I didn't know that these were separate. So I'm guessing these. Oh yeah, these peg in here. Oh right, this is how they did this. So these gold chrome pieces are separated from the hinge part, which I believe was to keep them like as unfriction as possible. Yeah. These are going to be fingerprinted up within minutes, but, like, I don't care. It's mine. I mean, who's going to come at me for the display quality, right, of my HasLab Deathsaurus? Who's going to be like, this is not museum quality, I can see some fingerprints on this thing? And it's like, yeah, I'll put some fingerprints on your face with my thumb when I do that. Death Sandwich. Well, one of the dubs... he's often, I think that they misread the U, because the old Star dub, if I remember correctly, they tend to call him Deathsaurus. Oh crap, so that's why Prime's found me out. Hawk, we are never questionable, we're always just, how do you put this? We're never questionable, we're always answering, is the way I like to think about it. Vanisher, your face! Picky Peas, my fingerprints are barely showing after days messing with them. Hell yes. Next, we're gonna do the medium box. This is a good transition. Is it magnets? No, it's just like a... It's not a peg, per se. It's like a... Well, it's a peg with a little hole drilled in, I think, to prevent a vacuum from forming. And then that's, like, going into this hole, which does not contain any chrome in the hole itself. And the grip seems, like, pretty dead on. I give it a shake test. What YouTuber's hardcore enough to shake his HasLab Deathsaurus, huh? That's what we come here for. We shaking $300 toys, baby. Anyway, I'm gonna open this thing up. Picky Peeves, Deathsaurus is a solid Gigansaurus, but missing the belly saw, which is inexcusable. True. As a Gigan appreciator, I wonder where the belly saw is. This thing is elasticed down, so give me a sec to release the tension. I've already been thinking of my language to describe Deathsaurus's chair for whenever I make a video about him. All right, let's get that chair out, because I think it's the next thing in line. By the way, I don't remember anything about the campaign. Was the chair a stretch goal? I feel like it was, but I can't remember. Seed 4212. I saw someone got a factory error with 2 right wing fins. I'll keep an eye out. Ugh. Angurous appreciators in the chat. PT, it looks like it's made out of the turkey neck thing. Yeah, I could see that. I think some of the language I was using to describe it was ulcerous and clot-coated. Clot-coated is how I feel about the visuals. Jiggly turkey neck thing, definitely up there. Important question, what seasoning will be used? We tend to be a paprika household around here. If I'm doing a stir fry, I like to use some Chinese 5-spice. And then we bust out a little bit of paprika for that smoky tone. Who wants to kiss under the mistletoe? Alright, that box is now emptied. Ground ghost pepper. Techno, that skull, or that skull, that chair makes me think made of human skulls. Real bubblegum human skulls. Real... this looks way more viscera to me than bone. Like, I would not say that this chair is in the bone zone. I think this is way more in the kind of like, you know, you gotta cut, and you're letting it air dry for a few days, and you're being really good about not, like, pulling at it, but, like, then you've got, like, you know, one of these all across your elbow. Yeah, so that's my problem. Looks like boiling flesh. Mangled Skittles. I guess with the purple, yeah. Because I know there's like there's a whole poop discourse and a fecal discourse on this chair. I don't see the poop. I understand that there is kind of like a sort of like, you know, dried fecal texture, but the sheer purple to red, I know that there's, you know, like there's a way we can cross the streams on fecal to blood, but I see more of an ulcerous clot than, you know, like a crimson poop. I mean, academically speaking, you know, I'm not here to be casual about this kind of conversation. Deathsaurus should go to IKEA. Yeah. Stardust Magician, it's bird and tiger poo. I hadn't considered that. Adachi baby, flesh throne for the flesh god. Oh, by the way, here is the... Oh, you're never going to see that. I wonder if... Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. Oh, no, now it's my face. It's my face. Briefly. Anyway, he's in the... There's footage of it. I took footage of it. Look at this. Look at this. Big, tall boy just standing there all like a premium piece. Techno. Apparently you can fit the other Decepticon chair in this chair. Y'all, I was thinking about this in the shower today. I got regrets, light regrets, that I was never able to get in on one of those like $16 Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscreams. I would love to have that toy for under $20 because of the chair. Oh, we got Peepo in the chat. Valkais is with some Peepo content. I'm gonna maneuver this over here. Oh, there are blast effects in here. I was wondering about that. Like, I know they include them with everything, but every single time I'm like, oh, surely this time they just expect us to use the ones we have. Scorp, a local store had like 8 on the shelf, but they weren't heavily discounted. That's how I felt every time I saw him. He was specifically not on sale, and I was like, well, this isn't fair. This isn't fair to Flair. Oh, damn, we also got Pee-Pee Poo-Poo with some Pee-Poo content. Boater is a Giga Chad. We got a Boater fan in the chat. That's the real debate. People are like, are you team Edward or team Jeffrey? And it's like, are you team Peepo or team Boater? Are you team Peepo or team Boater? Who gets Bella's hand in romance? I got a frisbee. Pew Pew. Sideswipe Prime, you've gone through the last 5 years of Transformers and have a mere 2 blast effects total. Well, I'm gonna say you're the one causing this cosmic imbalance. Hasbro just keeps going like, no, someone out there only has 2 of these blast effects. Put more in. Something's wrong. Skewing the numbers in the name of big blast effect. Robert Pattinson as Boater. I'll consider it. There's I feel like there's more. I mean, there's only one figure, so I suppose this makes sense, but I feel like there's more stuff in this one for me to wrestle out of the box than with Starsaber. But I also don't remember the Starsaber unboxing, nor what year it took place in. So, you know. For full disclosure, I haven't gone to check. I kind of spent a while thinking that I received and opened the Victory Saber HasLab box this year, but that doesn't seem right. I don't think that's right. Oh, the gummy blast effects. Yeah, these are real fruit snack coated. Like, looks delicious. Don't get me wrong. All right, one more of these. It's the Deathsaurus. To go with Deathsaurus, to see the names rhyme. That's. Oh damn! Oh damn! Put this frisbee over here for the time being. This box can go back into this box. Okay, I'm back. The boat. How is that not like a thing that people are always talking about the goat, and people are like, "Oh, what's a goat?" And it's like, where's our boat content? Frankly speaking, they've really protected the little Micromaster folks in here. Ugh. Peepo. Oh man. Difficult access. Difficult access. We don't need to do the second one. Robert Pattinson. And free the Xanarus. It's also a problem. I miss boat formers. Yeah. I mean, we got a big ass boat coming in the next year, it seems. Not as... Oh, there's some of this plastic stuff on the floor. I hate it. It turns invisible. Turns invisible till I step on it. And then it feels weird. Belkai says, Boater is entirely painted. Be careful. Holy crap, really? Oh, yeah, you're right. That's shiny. Sam Welbel, having the two little boys sit in the chair is very cute. Yeah. I was hoping that they would fit in there together. Okay, these wings are taped in. What was that? Plastic shards all over the place. A real Nautica, Picky Peeves. What kind of economy do you think this is? Ah! I would like to see Nautica go evergreen, though. I mean, like, she's got the look. She, frankly, should be evergreen already, in my opinion. There we go. Come in that from the other angle. He's free! Ah! Come back! Live together in your box home. Did you know, by the way, one of the flaps on this has a plastic sleeve on the, like a, not a plastic sleeve, a plastic sheet, like, glued to the inside to lower the amount of friction needed to close this little shoebox? I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna say this. When I saw that this box was just a box with 3 boxes in it, and that's it. There's no reversible things, I was actually kind of relieved, because I was like, cool, I can just treat it as a box. How nice. Okay. Hey guys, I posed my Deathsaurus. Are you proud of me? Deathsaurus' classic posture. Don't forget the wingtips detach. Oh. Kind of see it. Alan Weaver, grats on your Legacy Strongarm, if I caught that correctly, that you just got that. Unless we're just talking about Legacy Strongarm. But yeah, this is the classic Deathsaurus stance. Let's talk about these instructions. Because I kind of knew this was going to be the case. And yet, a little part of me was kind of hoping, I was like, well, you know, booklets do still exist, and maybe dreams can come true, but they do not. Let's just go to the full cam for a second here so you can see the scope of this. So you get this little sheet, full color, you know, but it's just another one of these gigantic single piece of paper sheets. Hello? It's just a big old censored sheet. And I hate it. Because it's a bunch of tiny pictures. Here, we'll switch back. It's a bunch of tiny pictures. And it's like, yeah, these instructions are not, like, terrible. It's just, like, do a booklet. Be proud of your work, you know? Like, the full color part is lovely. I have this problem with Masterpiece as well. I don't like that, like, the toppest of most premium pieces are still just, here's a piece of paper. It bums me out. It kind of doesn't take anything away from the piece or anything. It's like, it's a shame. It's like, this could be more exciting. Yeah, Masterpiece used to do booklets, and then they stopped. And I know staples are expensive, but like the thing is already crested past a certain degree to me, where I'm like, let's just keep going, do a booklet. Creo Battle Changers send their regards. Oh yeah, I vaguely recall their status. Okay, so let's put the boobs in, because I haven't seen how any of this really works. Is that upside down? I'm putting his boob in upside down. That's bad. You never want to invert the breast. booklet should have been a stretch goal. I hardcore agree. I super duper agree. Like, the stretch goal discourse on HasLab is already just a toxic waste dump. So, like, I know the argument is like, oh, people will just complain about a booklet being a stretch goal. People are gonna complain about a stretch goal, period. The sentence is already finished, you know? You say I bumped the camera. Say the word stretch goal. There's already some 6-inch Marvel YouTuber somewhere, like, recording the angriest rant and calling out some Hasbro guy by name specifically. So anyway, I put this handle inside the tail, but I'm gonna actually like put this on there. We're gonna arm this guy up. I can't remember if people complained about the throne, but oh, these are tight arms. It seems very reasonable that people complained about the throne. I think people because the throne when it was a CAD model looked incredibly fecal coated. Oh, weird. That was just to unlock a friction shoulder. I don't know who I don't know if it's one Marvel Legends dude. Just every time I look at 6-inch action figure YouTube, it's someone who's really angry about a HasLab and is like calling out some Hasbro person by name, and then I'm like, well, this seems like none of my business. Yeah, the Engine of Vengeance thing was like some kind of like, I don't know. I like to think like it's not like, oh, I think the Engine of Vengeance was a perfect HasLab project. It's just like, I think something about its timing like just happened to synchronize with a whole bunch of like, you know, COVID after effects or something. Just a whole lot of like wild emotional content coming out of people's brains. The chair seems tiny with him in it. Well, all right, that's fair. I haven't put him in it yet, so I don't know how I feel, but yeah, I mean, I guess the chair could be smaller than him. Well, guys, I didn't realize he had butterfly joints for days. Oh, wait, I disconnected that. How does this work? Or are we talking about Starsaber's butterfly joints? This looks like it's a separate piece. They hinge forward. Mine are tighter than the thing that's holding them in right now. Oh, wait. Let me there we go. Much like the outward shoulder motion, I think I had to just, like, do it once to unstick it. Oh, boy, yeah. Nice. I didn't know he had butterfly joints. I haven't kept up with a lot of the Deathsaurus stuff. Because I was like, well, if I open one up, I wanna just sort of, like, rush in and be surprised. I like how he holds his weapons. It feels good. The tab and the palm setup on these feels pretty good. I didn't have to fight with it that much. Sometimes, like on Masterpiece ones or third-party things, the palm slot for a tab kind of like resists a bit more than I'd like. There's an ab crunch on this, right? What? There is an ab crunch. Let me get Tiger Boob out of the way for a second. Yeah, it's a light one, but it's there. Ab crunch in both modes, says Picky Peeves. It's a very, hang on. Up. Over. Thank you. It's a very light ab crunch. But it's there. I think it's light actually to accommodate Tiger Breast. Once Tiger Breast is in. Oh, Tiger Breast is bumping it. Oh no, there we go. You have to move Tiger Breast's head up. And you get that very light Very light ab motion. Shouldn't bird boob move forward? I'm pretty sure there's a mechanism I don't understand yet. Picky Peeves, enjoy the Gojira. If it's -1, that movie's pretty good. Even comparing Throne to the box art, it should be gigantic. Yeah, I mostly... Here's my take on the chair. I like the idea of the chair being a place for him and all his accessories to live in a compacted cylinder that I can easily move around into like a display shelf. Because that's the kind of life I lead. Push from behind the chicken head. Oh! There's just a little hole. Okay, so we pop one out. Push forward. Pop one out. It's the third... Oh, no. Sasuga Star Saber! It's the third breast! Here it comes! Oh, boy. That looks way worse on camera than... Yeah, complex mechanism I don't yet understand. Oh, this is enjoyable. Wam Bresto! Unicron! Sausage Bresto! Pinchester! Anyway. I like how that's snapped shut. It's like, shut up. Alright. I just want to check out his hips. See how these feel. So he does not have the skirt as part of the hip. He's got separated skirts. He's got little... Are these little wee outer skirts? They are. Teeny tiny little outer skirts. And no rear skirt. His... Yeah, he just got that... He got that brazen visible screw cake going on. Oh, yeah, that's clacky, not thocky. Okay, you fold up the side skirts for the alt mode. That's kind of buttery, very buttery frictioned thigh swivel. Oh, oh boy. Does it go farther? I think it's just a 90-degree knee. Oh, you unpeg the kneecap, you get... Okay. Face forward in the chat! That is an Emperor Space Chicken. You are responsible for this existing here. Ooh. There's some waggle to that head. I thought it was going to be just a hard swivel with a hinge, but... Is there some waggle? It is just a hard swivel with a hinge. Why does it feel like there's waggle? It's just a flexible post, I guess. Still, that feels nice. Everything is worms. And then, yeah, these wings feel slick and smooth. The horns can come out a bit. Oh, like one little click. Those are actually, like, yeah, little detent positions. There we go. What about your feet? Tell me about your feet. Ankle tilts. All right. Oh! You can't move the foot forward at the ankle. Hang on. Lazy! I had to get one out. Anyway, I'm going to try to transform the... Yeah. I think there's a slight stream lag, and I think I see, yeah, don't say the word oh no. A horrible figure, just throw it away. Tut, 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 tut! Tisk, tisk, lazy! I'm gonna turn the eagle boob into an eagle to prove its name. Ugh, get a comfortable position here. Oh, you gotta walk home. Alright, take it easy. And the finger waggle. I'm here. Listen. There are times where you can be critical and you can really, like kind of dissect a piece. I readily admit I'm mostly here to make like people who work in toys feel a little bit better and for everyone to kind of just have a laugh. I think there is a time and place for most any critique. It's just, I've said my piece before on the overuse of lazy dating back to like the 2000s. So I have biases. I have biases there. These are little, okay, ball-socketed little hips on eagle breast. Brian, Vangelis wanted to let people know. Internet Archive, the complete Toku library. They got kaiju films. Yo! That's how I saw Godzilla vs. Gigan for that podcast I was on a couple years ago. Was archive.org. PP poo-poo, Transformer centrism. For legal purposes, this is a joke. Hang on. I still got the thing programmed in here. Where is it? Transformer centrism is my position. I think in the end, both sides can really learn a thing or two about... Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to... so I think we got Eagle Breast here transformed. Chris Carnage, yeah, I liked -1. Stardust Magician, the toy design process is very hard to lazy. Yeah, that's what I've learned from everyone who's ever worked on even like an independent toy project. It's like toys can be a lot of things. Working on toys can be a lot of things. It's very difficult to be lazy working on toys, is my understanding. Even if you wanted to be, it's very difficult. Let's see how much... It looks like there's a lot of... I feel like there's going to be a lot of just stuff coming out from inside of here. Oh, because this also turns into a crossbow. I forgot. This is like multimodal. I just want to... I broke it. I just want a little friend, a little quadrupedic friend. Sideswipe Prime. It is hard to be lazy, even on brands I don't enjoy. Yeah, I don't want to do like full reveal, but like, we got folks who, at their leisure, can speak to things like how it's very difficult to be a lazy toys person. They're on a slider. I think I just caught it. Yeah, the outer slider here. Eagle has a tail that flips out of his back. Did I not get it? Or is there more flip? Oh, wait, do you mean this? Oh! Look at that. Thanks for the heads up. Thank you, Red Snarl and Volkisis. PP Poo Poo. If being lazy is a skill, they need to invite me to the Olympics. I'll forget to come. That's a pretty good one. Is this a mechanism? Yeah, no worries, Sideswipe Prime. Yeah, I don't like to just go like, I've know the industry. I'm very fortunate to be able to sometimes speak to folks who are involved in the toy side of things, and I glean information and I glean things, and I often try to figure out, safe, how do you put this? Non-expository ways to share some of that in a way that is helpful for everybody. The head slides out. Get this mouth open. Like, I don't like to do the whole, like, I got insider info, and also I'm never going to tell you all about it. So I just prefer to figure out, like, what things can I, like, share in a way that's constructive and helpful. It's a hinge. In a way that's constructive and helpful for everybody. This little thing, I assume this is related to the... what do you call it? The crossbow mode. I'll take a look at the instructions in a sec. This little guy has such a big head. Oh my god. The friggin' size of his noggin compared to the rest of his body is adorable. This is like a little, what do you call it? A little bulldog. Yeah, a little puppy. It's puppy breast. Ooh! Ooh, you better stay away from my boy Deathsaurus. Beautiful. Q Transformers looking good. He looks so happy and whimsical. Yeah, Vanisher. It's the giant assembly on his back with the giant head and the tiny body. Very, very, very Koro Q. Very, very, what is it? Starkiller, what's his name's horse? Alright, I'm gonna look at the instructions for the crossbow just to see what the intent is here. Oh! Oh, there's more stuff I can store on his body. Holy crap. Oh yeah, there's the whole gun thing, too. I forgot about that. Starkiller base. Elden Ring's famous boss, the Starkiller base. Oh! I'm knocking my models over. Thank goodness those are some One Piece ones. One Piece component, not One Piece the franchise. I do not have One Piece models. Whoa! So they actually, they kind of angle cut the entire hole here. So this has to go in the one way. And then I saw you can stick the arrow back here. And if we take this thing... Funny thing about my Illuminor Xerath back there, who's getting jostled around by the wings. I got that off of a friend. I didn't build it. I bought it assembled off of a friend of mine. Or bought it. I traded some stuff. I didn't buy it. I traded some stuff for it assembled. Wait, where's this blue thing going here? It's like that. So you can shoulder mount the shield thingy. So I never even had to go through the process of building this, I think, like slightly famously complex model to build. With Gigan, is it the cyborg aspect you like? I kind of, well, I like cyborgs. As a kid, I thought cyborgs were way better than non-cyborgs. But it's also just kind of like the overall, like, this thing doesn't make sense. It's from space. It has a buzzsaw on its belly. It's clearly sapient and or sentient. It seems like it's an actual serial killer. Axle grease, similar colors. I don't think so. She's a little bit more grape than his blue. Yeah, Gigan is also just brutal and draws blood, which I kind of like. But yeah, Axle Grease is more grape-toned, whereas Deathsaurus is more blueberry-toned. Alright, so there's also this ridiculous gun. Which just keeps unfolding. And it has all the goofy spider leg things. Well, that's fun. I sound like someone's parent. He's also got this funny gun. Well, that's fun. And the chair is cranberry. Yeah, I guess so. It is a little more cranberry than strawberry. Yeah, you're all dead. Rip, viewers. Y'all just got kerzapped. I want to see how this, what do you call it? How does this, crossbow mode work? Wait a second. I forgot! Both breasts have gun modes! Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's get this down into my lap. Ah! That's right. Unannounced jump scare, Vanisher. Let's put the silly gun away. I sound like I'm kind of dogging on the gun. I'm not. The gun's fine. I just think there was... The gun is like one of those stretch goal conversations where like I just got impatient with everyone, and I was just like, I don't want to read about this anymore. Either it's gonna come with a big funny gun or it won't. It's still Deathsaurus. I don't... Y'all have this conversation instead of me. Okay, so that thing that I thought was a tail is actually a handle. That gun is so extra. Parts fold out, and then more parts fold out. Now this is a real gun. This is a... Whoop. Yeah, I think it was like the V-Lock cannon where it's like, how could you make Deathsaurus without his gun in the stretch goals? And then I was like, it's not wrong. I just don't... I don't care about the gun as much as, like, the whole, like, you know, breast force thing. This is a real gun, though. This is, you know... This is thank the Lord for the Second Amendment kind of thing, right? Imagine trying to shoot this just a brick with a handle and two little things sticking out the top. I think they implied I can jam these on. You know, as always, PSA with effect parts that are you know, gummy like this, don't leave them on. They'll eventually start to bleed plasticizer into non-soft plastic and disintegrate it. Suitcase gun, kind of. Like a weird drill. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, let's put his breast away. Also, I think I'm in the minority nowadays with this. I'm not a fan of the Ninja Turtle hand on posable hands. I'm like, either do the full knuckle or do 4. Fused fingers, I never liked them back in the day. I still don't really like them now. It just always looks weird to me. Chicken can hold the guns too. I'm looking forward to that. Whoop. Let's just get that into the front position. Ah! I get the fingers just for the bow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, use the 2 fingers for the bow. I kind of get it. It's just like, I always look at those and I'm just like, there's no other position for this that makes me feel okay. Sideswipe Prime, Blast Effect Discourse. Do not have PVC and ABS touch was one of the first things I learned in school. Yeah, for short periods of time. There needs to be text, I think. And I know it looks bad, but I'm like, I wish there was text. Maybe there is and I don't know about it and I'm not finding it. I wish there was, you know, blatant text that's just like, do not leave Blast Effect parts mounted for long periods of time. Like, just say it. Yeah, Primal had that too with the fingers, and I was kind of like, eh. That specific noise. I looked at Primal and I was all like, eh. And I'm here with the intelligent discourse. Just gonna put this guy back to his breast mode. Chris Carnage, got any good books lately? I do. Thank you. Have you found a place to store the stand part? Oh, you mean this thing? I haven't got that far yet, so yeah, I'm not sure. If you mean this thing, or do you ah! Or do you mean this thing? Or are we talking about both put together? I haven't really like interacted with the stand yet. Ultra V, I'm down alone in this. I'd rather have 10 to 20 bucks off rather than blast effects and minicons. The minicons I understand. Like, I'm using their language now, so I apologize. But like, the minicons were a stretch goal that was technically outside of the initial pitched cost of the experience. So I get it. Okay, the big stand. Oh yeah, when the chair's on, I see what you mean. So the minicons I kind of get, and also they relate to the ones that came with Star Saber, so they're fine. The blast effects, I wish I knew whether they actually add cost or not, because they got so many blast effects like pre-made now. I sometimes wonder if these are not actually adding any cost. They're simply just occupying space that would otherwise be empty. And I don't think anyone in Hasbro is going to, like, straight up just, like, say that, you know, one way or the other. But I've started getting the impression that, like, that might just be the case, especially with, you know, it's 2 sets of the triple blast effect. This is, like, everywhere. I kind of wonder if their presence doesn't affect the price either way. Yeah, it's the Jetfire ones. Didn't these come with Victory Saber as well? Like, these are everywhere. I just got the feeling that, like, if they weren't in there, the cost would just be the same anyway. Whatever that says, you know, about the cost. Oh yeah, they were with the Ark too, I forgot. Okay, so folding this around. I'm waiting for this to tab together, and it's not. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, it does tab together. I found it. I was about to be mean. Was that it? Oh, wait. This thing just folds over? That's less than I was expecting to see happen. Not gonna lie. Tiger Breast is trying his best. He's just a little nervous. Okay. Oh, TF Wiki has the list. I mean, I think it's more like, is there anything that we... Like, there's Tricranius. We haven't mentioned him yet. Get into your specific locked position. Please, Eagle Breast. Alright. How do you... Oh, okay. So this thing... I see. That's why that flipped over. So this goes like here. Was it taking the long one? No, it's got to be the long one. I'm sure someone in Hasbro is saying those blast effects add shipping weight costs. I mean, they are made of like a fairly lightweight material. What's the word? Cumulatively, I could see that being the case, but then again, like, are they taking up the same amount of weight as, like, a piece of packing material? Okay, it is the little one that goes in here. The blast effects were needed first, then I got a big plastic bag of them, and I never want to see them again. Kind of same. I think dogging on the blast effects is low-hanging fruit in a way where I'm like, I'm never really eager to just do it, because I'm like, whatever, you know, like, this is the easiest thing I could complain about in the world, so why bother? But Sensor Prime, they still have to make them, so yeah, they cost something, but yeah, it's, I just suspect it's negligible, whatever the cost is. You know, I'm not gonna like die on a hill over it. It just, I don't know how to work. I still can't get this butterfly joint to work quite as easily as I'd like. There we go. J Balvintron had the blast effect? I forgot about that. That's a real toy. If we had Legacy Fiction, I'd be like, where's J Balvintron? Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, this instruction manual is my nightmare. I remember when I tried to show the instruction manual for Victory Saber, it ripped immediately. Blast effects have surprisingly good resale value. Really, Valkysis? I never thought about it. I'm too completist to do it, too. I'm like, no, I have to know these blast effects came with this figure. I have to keep them together. I'm way too anal about that. Cheetah sold a bunch on eBay and made more than they expected. Dang! I almost feel like us saying it is going to immediately eliminate that market, but... Yeah, I will say, is this inefficient? Yes. But is this Yusha? Also yes. If given the chance to be Yusha, always be Yusha. Okay, so it's two different tab lengths, and that one goes back there. It is Super Yusha! I'm not gonna, like, complain, but, like, given the solidity of everything else going on, this shield being held on by a single 5mm peg feels real, like, I'm just waiting for something, I'm waiting for it to fall off constantly. I don't think there's, like, really, I'm not gonna sit here going, like, they should have had it C-clip in! Like, that would have been neat. But it's definitely, like... It's the fail point in the system of all those moving parts. Is there an easy way to put a string on the bow? That's an interesting question. So I think if you did, no matter what you'd be doing, you would be putting some stress on the gold chrome, so you'd want to be real gentle. But you could probably get, like, a piece of, like, very soft string and, like, just wrap it around here and here. But I wouldn't say there's an easy way. What is easy is that you can easily remove these, so you could, like, get a custom piece made that's a lot more bow-like with a string attached and, like, part swap it in. Every time I say C-clip, your heart breaks a little. Well, listen, I'm a Tobot supporter at the end of the day. And if there's one thing about the Tobots, it's C-clips, baby. I'm all about the C-clip. I remember when people were upset the shield was going to be hollow and not realizing that's kind of what shields are. Yeah. I think Hollow Part Discourse is one of those ones that kind of got away from the brain of the fandom and more kind of settled into the spinal cord of the fandom. I forgot to see how he feels holding his funny mace. Sorry, Morning Star. Tobot V guy's doing Metal Cardbot now. Yeah, some of that stuff looks hot. Orokana Star Saber! Alright, he can hold it. I'm trying to remember, like, that Deathsaurus doesn't have the Master Megatron, like, kind of voice. He's way more of a, like, you know, like Hakai Taite, Star Saber kind of thing. Like, he's got a squawky voice. I was thinking about Master Megatron from Galaxy Force's laugh. Griffman, you've got a... Oh, you got the pirate ship! I'm so jealous. I want that pirate ship. I had a friend who was in Korea, like, you want me to pick you up anything? And I was like, yeah, but don't. Because I was like, any of the toys I'm interested in are either going to come in a box that is big enough to be a piece of luggage, or you're going to have to go through so much work unboxing them and fitting them in your luggage that I can't ask you to do this. And I was like, because we were trying to, I was looking at eBay and I was like, the cost of shipping sucks, but it's still cheaper than the cost of checking that as another check bag. The mace has a 5mm port, so if you got the tensegrity stand, easy use case. Oh, it does have a 5mm port. I'm guessing that's to stick on the back of the chair. Yeah, everyone forgets that Galaxy Force Cybertron Megatron had a car mode, I feel like. Which is weird, because it's not like his jet mode didn't really not look like a car. It looked a lot like a car. Batmobile Megatron was one of my favorite alt mode shapes. Yeah, Sideswipe Prime. That car mode is absolutely hot. Yeah, this works a whole lot like the Masterpiece stands. It slots in. It slots in. I feel like maybe there was a world where this fit down here. But this is not the world we live in. Did Master Megatron transform much in the show? Not a whole lot, to be honest. Like, I think that he kind of... He did a lot of transforming early on because, like, his car mode was like a reveal on Speedia, right? Like, when it got its stock footage sequence. This is, like, really old memories. I have not checked in, like, a long time. That feels good. Like, these 4 big-ass pegs going in, they're like, ugh. Yeah, rip the stand, unfortunately. I would much rather just interact with this chair. I mean, to be fair, the chair, it has 4 peg holes, right? They're like 4 little feet. The chair can just sit by itself, and you can put the stand on here. I don't remember him using the car mode after Speedia. Yeah, I don't think he did. The car mode was like a funny thing he did once, but I'm like, that's his best mode! Is there a guide to how to... There it is. I need the chair guide. Stardust Magician only... Okay, you've just rewatched Cybertron a month ago. Only really transformed into jet mode. Yeah. I love how there's like a... There's like 6 steps of how to put Deathsaurus in the chair, and it's like... Sit boy in chair with legs out. Bend legs down. So I want to store some of his weapons in here. so that they're not all just like flopping around. That's satisfying. One day we'll get our giant black car version of Megatron, and I'm here for it. Yeah, hey, I mean, it never got a show, but Alternity Megatron, I still think is pretty cool. I don't know if that toy has like developed weird QC things over the years. Pardon me, I wanna get this guy situated with some of his stuff. This is satisfying to me. Like, this is Soul of Chogokin stuff. Having like a display stand type thing. And you can just put things in it. Oh yeah, the folded gun. I love a display stand that just has stuff in it. Oh, look, there's like, look at how tightly cut this divot is for the funny gun. Also, just realizing the funny gun extends past the little feet, so you kind of have to put this thing on the Frisbee. Unfortunate. Unethical. Oh, I always remember... I love the Alternity line. I always felt like Alternity was, like, kind of... You know, it was kind of stepchilded by a lot of the fandom. And kind of just left to be forgotten in obscurity. And I think it's a shame. Even the fiction, you know, the fiction was the thing a lot of people were making fun of, and I'm like... Yeah, but also it's kind of metal. Yeah, the lore was so good. Hang on, I'm gonna do the full thing here. Let's get the eagle out. Back in the day when the Alternity lore was coming out, I feel like a lot of the fandom was poo-pooing it hard as being like, this is pretty silly. Maybe I misremember those days. Ah! Little ball socket joint. By the way, it's adorable that they have two little pegs. Just for the bird to, like, sit atop. And these are very hard pegs to install when looking from this angle. There we go. Look at this, look at this. Alright, let's follow the instructions. You're not saying to pull his legs down, are you? No, okay. They do say to flip these pieces out. Oh, am I bending the knees slightly inwards? Let's see. It lets you hyperextend his knee. Okay. Yeah, the Mystery of Convoy stuff was super fun back when that was like a new sort of, you know, reveal of sorts. Maybe I'm misremembering, and people at the time were way more into Alternity than I thought they were. All right, kiddo, time to bend your knees down. Gotta get a proper man spread on this Emperor of Destruction. Look at that. Look at that squat. This is good toys. This is good toys. This is what toys should be able to do, is sit in chairs. You ever want my feedback on toys? I'm just like, make sure it sits in chairs. We need to see his little red crotch panel. Yeah. Before we get into Space Chicken mode. Yeah, too many toys can't sit in chairs, it sucks. Yeah! Let's do the little ones, because I got some special guests who I thought I had misplaced, because I was like, oh, I know where they are. They're with the Manic Marathon box I haven't unpacked for like a year. And they weren't in there because I forgot which Manic Marathon they were with. So we got our special guests, Fire and Hoodie, and we've got their new friends, Peepo and Boater. So we've got the full rescue force. Hang on, that's way too far away. We've got the full rescue force. Now I'm hoping that Boater and Peepo are more pleasant to engage with than Hoodie and Fire, because like I think the paint jobs on Hoodie and Fire are great. I think that these toys are amidst my least favorite toys released in the last like decade. I don't like these, but these ones I feel like I might like. Wee Woo is actually neat. Okay, let's do Wee Woo. All right, we're done. Hang on, I should do a focus. Oh, how high does the sword handle go while he's sitting? He rests his arm on the handle with the sword tip touching the ground. Most probably, I'll try to do that once I. Whoa! My man slouched too hard. Settle. Whoa! He's fall. You put Deathsaurus in a chair, he just gets so relaxed he falls apart on the spot. Just stay there for me. Stay there for me. Is Peepo the same design as G1 Fix-It? Yep, same mold. Yeah, y'all got it. Yeah, the rescue folks from Victory were just one of the teams that we had. I'm just gonna manual adjust this focus. All right. Bring on the chicken. Listen, you gotta have your salad before your main course. Oh, those are tight. Those are tight little shoes. Okay, this is already better than Hoodie and Fire because the arms did not rip themselves off the ball socket joints. Now, were you kooky enough to make the head able to turn even though I'm never going to reach it? I don't think so. appreciate fire getting criticism, that red heat, if you will. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, I already like this one more than either of the last two, because this feels like I can transform it without it... Oh, the heads do turn. Well, who is ever gonna reach in there? Like, I gotta hook onto, like, his little... Use a Q-tip because of paint. Now, children don't have... A children's finger is still not, like, the thinness of a leaf. I think I'm just gonna pretend that the heads don't turn in the case of Peepo here. Mimicry. The heads turn. Mine, unfortunately, was not on straight out of the box. That would drive me insane. Ugh! Yeah, I can't get that head to budge. I think the head is actually a little bit askew on this one, now that I look at it. He's looking slightly to the left, yeah. Apparently, Hody Stakeout's legs pop off because the hip assembly is screwed in backwards on all the figures. I heard about that. Maybe I'll try fixing it sometime. Alright, let's do... This is the exciting one. This is Boater. This is exciting because boats, top tier. This is already really cool. Look at the size of these stompers. Oh, this is a good Micromaster. Oh, and this head can turn, and that's great because I can reach it. Minor Edgar, give me strength. I'm going to draw some hands. Stream is good to make art do. Best of luck. Score boat shoes. Yeah, you could say these are some boat shoes of sorts. Yeah, this is the leader of the team. This is the leader of the team. Let's get these other two clowns transformed. Why did I turn his head around? Oh, it was for the Manic Marathon. We got a successor to Commander Boat Shoes. This is more like a predecessor. Techno is also drawing hands right now. 2 boat Transformers 1 year after the other. Tidal Wave will be the last one for a while. And Transformers hit its boat quota. Why, in the name of everything, did I turn this head around to show off for a panel? There we go. Because charity. The Hody experience! Jotaku Toys, Lieutenant Skiff Crocs. Adam Benjamin, working on a spreadsheet, I'd rather be drawing hands. Everyone should get it. Oh yeah, they're kind of like arched backwards in there. Everyone should get some time to draw some hands. I hate this thing. I don't mean to be so straight up acerbic, but like, friggin' some of the Siege Micromasters make me the opposite of happy. Okay, let's go handheld. Look at them, the little guys. Forget him. Look at them, the little... You're in the back. Look at them, the little guys. What a nice team. Alright. I will re-screw this in, then we can get down to some chicken time! At least Hody is slightly better than Stakeout. You're not wrong. But I also would not say that's a non-derogatory. That's where you're like, hey, Hori, you're better than Stakeout. And then Hori just looks at you like, how can you do this to me? All right, out of your chair. It's time to get to work. So, question to those of you who have your Deathsauruses. Is this a transformation wherein it's safe for me to try to figure it out? Or is that asking for risks? Because that's one reason why I tend to look at instructions on expensive toys, is so that I don't enter risk zones. But also, I'm feeling like maybe this guy is kind of simple enough to... Valkysis says his transformation is stupid easy. Okay. I just wanted to check in, you know, with the group. Should be safe for 90% of it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just figure this out then. The main thing is the side hip flaps flip up. Oh, you mentioned that before. Yeah. I'm just gonna do that now. Unless that's in the way. That's in the way of some stuff. I'm gonna remember to do that. So that feels very sad. For those who are wondering about feel, that arm, hand, wrist, whatever rotation just now felt like the business. There's a door on the chicken head so you can avoid any chrome scratching. Okay. Rung was besmirched by his Energon Enema mode as depicted in the Transformers United fiction. Actually, Energon Enema Rung is an original character debuted in Transformers Earth Wars, who was then referenced in Transformers United fiction. But in my opinion, and until I'm proven otherwise, that is simply the Earth Wars version of Rung appearing in that fiction. That's why the little Battlemaster Rung is not IDW Rung, that is Earth Wars Rung with his Energon Enema mode. It's a very straightforward and easy way to keep that as a separate character, and I'm surprised more people did not embrace that definition. Did not grip tightly and hungrily that way to justify the Energon Enema mode. Go up again. I feel like this is gonna do something like this. Ooh! There's some stuff. Okay. Got like some ruffleable feathers back here. A lot of people hope to forget Energon Enema Rung, and I'm here to make sure that the world never forgets. I'm guessing this is what you meant about the trapdoor. So you close it, then put that down. There was already barely any chrome contact in there, so that's kind of sick. It's the only rung people are allowed to remember. Canon. It's in the fiction. Live with it. The trapdoor is overkill, but welcome overkill, yeah. Had a moment there where I was like, I feel like there's not much room for poor Tiger Breast to live back there, but I think we figured it out. Valkysis is not wrong about Ring. Who? Hey, what the hell are you all talking about? Don't post against TOS in the chat, please. This mushroom peg, very easy to dismember, I will just say. Ooh, that's satisfying. That's the chicken breast right there. Are you talking about something? I don't know. I don't know. I looked away from the chat and you're all just like saying funny noises. I thought we... Grow up. We're not the ones saying bad words like breasts on stream. Listen. I happen to know people who have breasts. You know, somewhere in my heart of hearts, I was like, that's not going to sound quite as stupid as it sounds in my head, but nah. Nah, that sounded full scale. We got some crossover linkage action going on here. I think. Unless I'm putting these in the wrong way around. I'm not. I'm not. Good. Alright, I just haven't folded the foot in. Have we chickened out yet? We're working on it. We're working on it. Look, Quintesson Judge at the end of the day is representative of a flawed legal system and kind of had it coming. Oh, wait, this is the side skirt moment, isn't it? Yeah, someone already told me about the side skirts. Whoa! Tiger Breast fell out. I'm going to leave Tiger Breast out until I know how this actually works. Well, someone told me that they flip up, but that's it. I'm not sure if I'm doing the rest of this right. Like, let's check in. Am I supposed to do something else with this? Because I couldn't tell if the blue thing moved or not. Okay, you're doing it right. Yeah, the chestplate arms bit is top tier face. I get both legs in place before latching the arms down. Okay. I love, this is, someone's gonna not agree with me, but I don't care. This is one of those Unicron things. Like, I always see hints, little bits and pieces now and then where I'm like, that is something that was carried over from Unicron. In my opinion, a trifold panel trick like this had to at least be mildly informed by some of the Unicron tricks. That's a hot take I'll just throw out. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just a feeling I have. Mimicry. The feet caught me up too, but they just sit there. Okay. As long as we're doing this right. Take it easy, Size White Prime. Thanks for hanging out. I forgot to put up the other hip skirt. That's my hubris. We got that one up. And then I see Scorp in the chat. Thank you. Oh, once you get it in there, that's satisfying, though. I'll always stick up for HasLab Unicron, because a lot of the stuff it does I do like. It's not one I'm ever gonna, like... I guess when I say stick up, that is defending, but, like, I never really want to spend time, like, you know, defending the thing's honor, because whatever, it does a lot of very specific tricks. But I think that a lot of the stuff that HasLab Unicron does was a colossal learning experience for everyone involved. Spread them toes. Yeah, someone mentioned the side skirts way back when I was messing with the robot mode, where I was like, oh look, the tiny wee side skirts move, and someone's like, that will be important. I was like, okay, noted. I think there's lots of reasons to dislike Unicron, and I think that you have to be a very specific personality type to want to own Unicron. I think that a lot of people should get to spend time with HasLab Unicron, because it's one of the most interesting Transformers pieces that has ever been released. But also, I think they should never do anything the size of Unicron again anytime soon. I think that the economy imploded, and shipping logistics imploded, and it would be maybe... This is a harsh word. I feel like it would be borderline irresponsible to try to do a Unicron tier project again. I don't think that... I think the world actually changed in a way where Unicron couldn't exist before Unicron actually came out. And I feel like I committed a crime getting one shipped to Canada. I'm just realizing there's like a whole interlock system for the tail here. Because, like, you slot it in, and then lock these up. That's super friggin' cool. Yeah, Chef, like supervised visitation, you know? It's like, you know, you can't spend too much time with this Unicron. You've been proven unfit. But for the sake of, like, you know, your health and betterment, like, you should still get to spend some time with this Unicron. Maybe learn a thing or two about yourself by interacting with this Unicron. Just, you know, keep a safe distance and don't become parasocial on this Unicron. Okay, I feel like the wings are not meant to flap back too much, because when you're in this mode, because they are straight up ejecting tiger breast when I fold them back. Yeah, there should be Unicron cafes. I think events that Hasbro goes to, they should just have a communal Unicron for everyone to play with. We need to get a little bit lower down here. We need to get a little bit lower down, dank. We need to get a little upskirt on this Deathsaurus chicken mode. Oh, he's just looking right at you. Ah! The lower spike thing on the back of the neck can move if you feel like moving it. So it can! What a weird thing to articulate. I just leave the tiger off so he doesn't get in the way of the wings. That's not a bad call. He feels super in the way of the wings. Oh, Techno, don't... I mean, I would not have known about this if Volkaisis hadn't mentioned it. Like, there's no reason why I would ever think this would move. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's so that it's in the same general alignment as the top spike. Also... Look at him over there. Look at him, look at the colon D over there. in the background. He's such a good toy. Sorry, the D colon, not the colon D. The robot biceps collapse into the arms. So they do. Thank you for mentioning that. Gonna be honest, it does not make the world a difference to me, given the general shape of this Saurus mode, but I get what they're going for. I would not attempt to stuff cassettes into his chest. Robot arms are supposed to be completely straight, no elbow. Is this some kind of like Kawamori line art thing? You kidding me? Now he looks so dorky. Hang on, I gotta get the chair out of... Ah! I gotta get the chair out of the way. And I gotta pick up the tiger who fell off the table. Like, I don't know, and then spin his feet. Really? The legs are backwards. I guess they are. Okay, Yeah, Bison Dollars, I'm feeling it. The official config for Dragon Legs looks so doofy. The bent elbow config is so much better. I'm glad that I have options. Even in this setup, I'm like, I want to bend this immediately. Like, I guess this matches with the classic, like, 80s tail drag mode. It's still really cool. I think Face you mentioned earlier, it would be nice if this... Oh, wait a second, am I supposed to close this up this way? Wait. His legs are supposed to just stick way out in front, okay. Am I supposed to fold this upwards? I'm guessing no, because there's nowhere for this to go. Logos Minor, I'm back from the ER. How's the space chicken? Moist. Very moist. You mentioned something there at the front. Y'all right? The flaps are correct. Okay. But you see what I mean, right? It feels like these are supposed to close over this to cover the groin. Deathsaurus -1. I stand a butt flap. Okay, yeah, they don't feel correct, but they are. Okay. This is part of... I've gone on about this before. I'm kind of repeating myself, but I don't care. This is part of the reason why I like doing these streams, is that, like, every now and then I can kind of just... I'm putting the stand piece on, by the way. I kind of can just check in a little bit and go like, hey, everyone who got this before me, am I right that this feels X, Y, or Z? And everyone's usually like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, as long as we're all on the same page. I'm gonna try to see if I can stick this guy onto his. Well, wait a second. Can I stick him onto this? Oh yeah, like this. So there's some flight stand action without the frisbee. This is so you can fly him around like a ring raider. Big red belly button. Also, Logos, you don't have to mention if you don't want to. I just like I have an attention span that is like, if someone's like, "Yeah, I'm back from the ER," I'll be like, "Okay, hang on a second." I had to go to the ER in 2020, and that did not feel great in 2020. That was pre-vaccination ER. That's when they were really cool, though, and they just told me, like, "Hey, just so you know, we're really assuming you have COVID, so we're putting you in your own room." And I was like, "That's fine. I'm happy to be in my own room." Griffman, Ring Raiders hitting those deep cuts. Yo, I had Ring Raiders. I will always reference Ring Raiders. They're bad, but kind of fun. As toys, they are a very smart, but also really... They're a smart idea till you try it. And then someone probably should have gone like, you know, maybe this ain't it. Maybe this ain't it. Hard same on 2020 ER times. Face, you went in Feb. Yeah, I went in the midsummer, like the summer 2020. Probably the single scariest time to go to a hospital at all amidst the last 3 years. And then that's when I had a kidney stone, but I didn't know what it was. Wish we could have got another set of wings for Tiger Breast that use the same metallic gold as Deathsaurus' feet. Oh, that would have been sick, yeah. Like, especially since they are swap-outable. I mean, I'm sure someone will just... Because they're swap-outable, I'm sure, like, someone could make a set, but it would be nice to have the paint matching. Griffman also had to go to the ER around that. What were we all doing? I'm going to see if I can fit the two breasts into the chicken mode just for full storage. Blood clots in legs. So I was kidney stone. You had leg clot. It's like, how did we all put ourselves into mortal danger, kind of? Well, you had to go to ER this year for asthma BS. That sucks. I'm sorry. Logos is backed up. You're fine. Just messed up your knee. Okay. I'm glad it's nothing too spooky. So yeah, you gotta leave the wings sort of like this when Tiger Breast is in there. Otherwise, they will fulcrum against the gold bit and pop them out. Techno Micah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I just had the pain in my gut, and I was like, is this a gas bubble, or is my appendix about to burst? And then I went into ER and did some tests. I was up all night, not able to sleep, just with this horrendous gut pain, to the point of cold sweats. And so I called an overnight nurse, laid out my symptoms, and she's like, "You should check into the ER." And then I spent the day in the ER, and they deduced after a while that it was a kidney stone thing. And I had a weird moment, not to get on like a weird tangent here, but I'm going to. I'll face cam for this. I had a weird moment in the ER where like I was hooked up to an IV for like the whole day. And when I got ready to go to the ER, I had to I took an Uber to the ER, and then I like packed my jacket with like, I don't know if I'm gonna be there for like 1 hour or 2 days, so I'm just gonna bring all my power stuff for my phone and everything. Let's go. And then like I spent the whole day with like basically like an IV unit, and they kept putting painkillers in. And then at one point they're like, "Do you need more?" And I was like, "I need more." And then the whole thing kind of like, the final thing I kind of did was I had to go to the washroom to give them like a urine sample. And I had to walk down this like, it was dead quiet because they had so much sectioning for potential COVID patients. I was just walking down this deserted hallway with my friend, the IV unit, and like because of the events of that day, I had developed this weird emotional attachment to the IV unit, and I was like, it's me and my IBO. We're me and my partner. We're going to the. This is our final adventure together. Because I also had to wheel that thing with me to go get like a CT scan, as well, and then like, I think it was a CT scan and some kind of scan, and so when I was all done, I actually got like a little teary eyed when like I was like leaving, and I was like Saraba Ivy. I felt like I was leaving like a puppy dog behind, you know, like I was abandoning a pet. It was really, it might have been the painkillers, but like I got so emotional at being separated from the IV unit that I'd been attached to the whole day. Like I bonded with it. And I was like, when I got home, I didn't know how to process the emotions. It was Companion Cube, and I didn't know how to process the emotions I was feeling. I was so like not disturbed, but like more confused, but like upset. Anyway, the happy ending to my kidney stone story is I never had to pass the stone. The stuff they gave me, the 2 different drugs that they gave me, whatever the stone was, it disintegrated before it popped out. So I didn't have to go through the other part, which is apparently like fairly lucky. So anyway, that's my kidney stone story. Back to Deathsaurus. I was just looking at that hole in his mouth and wanted to fill it. So there we go. This friggin' little droop here. Let's rotate this around. There we go. Maybe the real friends were the IV units that aided us along the way. My experience in 2020 opened me to the shoestring budget terror of HMO ERs in the middle of a pandemic. Knowable, sort of. The ER in Toronto were definitely... They were overworked, and my ability to kind of jive with a little bit of gallows humor made them friends of me, and they treated me very well, is the way it felt. Meanwhile, don't eat Taco Bell, kids. Barfs. Anyway, again, warning, don't leave something like that mounted in your Deathsaurus' mouth hole. You want to unclog the hole, otherwise the plasticizer will seep into the hole, and then it's going to be a problem for everybody. Can he open wide enough to take this one? No, you got to unhinge his jaw. Oh, no, kind of. You can kind of stuff this one in, but that's definitely like some really, like, that's filling the mouth. What's the articulation like on this? I never really looked at that. He can nod. He's got this little hinged mush on the back of his head that can follow the nodding action. I'm holding it in place, by the way. It just does that if you don't. And then it's a universal hinged little arms, bicep swivel, and let's call that a double jointed range elbow. So very good chicken arms. No outward oh no, there is outward motion. You have to unclick it, but there's no ankle, right? Yeah, there's no sideways ankle tilt down there. And then you're supposed to not use the mid joint, so I won't. And that's silly, so I'm going to use it. He can surprisingly turn the chicken head. Oh, so he can. That's just a straight up swivel. That's a good chicken mode. I mean, like, if you want to come at him for being, like, you know, colossally wide-hipped and silly looking, then, like, you're coming at Deathsaurus. You're not coming at the chicken mode. You can use the butterfly joint in the chicken mode, but it's weird. That is weird. Hang on. Oh. The Star Saver Sama recognize me? The Star Saver Sama know it's me? I can't let him see me like this. Oh no! Oh no, Star Saber Sama! Ah! Oh no! Yeah. I know what you're talking about. The butterfly joint's perfect. I need to do a photo shoot, or I need to do a photo shoot with him and my Monster Arts Gigan figures. Do it, face! Alright, I'm going to turn this guy back into Deathsaurus and see if I can do it with the breasts implanted. This is the activist, anti-man-spreading version of Deathsaurus riding in the subway. Knowable. I think people were talking about Next HasLab. I mentioned this in the last stream, if I recall correctly, because I know, everyone saw the photo where it's like, they put a Primus with all those Unicrons, and that could mean something. But, oh, sorry, you're right, Griff. I've got to have the chicken hold the big stupid gun. Let's do it. In their position, I would have just stuck a Primus there either way. I don't think that means Primus is the next HasLab. I just think that means they know that people will look at the Primus that's sitting on top of the Unicron cabinet. In my opinion. That could mean that Primus is the next HasLab, or it could just mean that, like, having a little giggle. I always forgot about these weird spider leg things on here. So this, I would assume... Okay, we gotta take Tiger Breast out. It does not fit with this in here. So that tabs into that slot, right? That slot is at a weird angle. But there we go. It's in. Is that it? Like, you just sort of tab it up there? Or is there something else that also is supposed to interact? I could look at the instructions, but they're over there. Brian, how much do you have left to go on Extra Life? I am at 825, so my goal is to raise another 175. Belkaisa says, nope, that's it. Okay, that's fine. Alright. I didn't just delete someone's chat message, did I? Isn't it beautiful? Okay, I couldn't do that. There's a tap hole on the chicken arm. So there is! Hang on. I gotta get my monitor back. So there is, there, a slot on the chicken arm. And it does tab in there. I don't know if that helps, to be honest. But that's kind of cool. And look at this. You can have him put his little, hand on his hip. So he's like, that's right, I got a gun. What's she gonna do about it? Let's do a Muppet face. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. Ben Walters, are you having a good time with Dragon Robot? I'm having a good time with this. Instructions are censored. Jeff Levitt makes him look like he's actually holding... Yeah. That just made the mode a better mode. He's so proud. It's weird. This... Something about the... It's not the execution of this, it's the intent. Also, there's the ab crunch again, by the way. The intent of this somehow is really doing a lot for me. I know I'd seen a little bit of feedback about this figure. I forgot to fold this thing up. There we go. Where a lot of folks that I saw were saying, like, Deathsaurus just feels like lessons learned from Star Saber and Victory Saber, and that this just feels like maybe a more complete toy. I would say I feel the same way as my hot take right now. I like the Victory Saber set, but the Victory Saber set felt like it was doing a job. Like it was like, I have to do this, this, and this. I have to achieve these things, and I have to do them. Whereas Deathsaurus, because he's not like two figures doing a whole thing with like a whole integrated play pattern, I think because he has less load to lift, Deathsaurus feels like he's kind of playing more as a piece. Which, especially with goofy stuff like this, and he is kind of feeling like maybe just a little bit more of like a complete fun project with a little bit less pressure inherent to the finished piece. Sassy chicken with a gun, perfect for not taking Tarn seriously as is deserved. You know it. Like here, we'll do the Tarn. We'll do both. When Tarn tries to threaten you to your face, you're like, excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Yeah, far more whimsy. Because, I mean, the inherent gimmick of Deathsaurus is he just has to have space for 2 boxes to go in him that turn into things. But he doesn't have to have, like, a door covering it or build his alt mode around it. So he's doing Soundwave's gimmick, too, but, again, with more whimsy. A little bit more fun. A little bit less, not pretentiousness. A little bit less, like, less prestige about it. Not prestige, but specifically prestige. The lesser form of prestige. I'm going to fold his really silly gun up again, because I kind of like folding it up. It's astonishingly satisfying to collapse this thing. Did it? Okay, because I don't know. Did this thing do this kind of collapse in the show? Or is this collapsing function original to the toy? Because the collapsing is actually, I think, cooler than what the gun does. Also, it can take the effect parts. It can take both effect parts. Like, I like this collapse that it does. Oh. I got a question. What are these for? I haven't used these yet. Did I miss them in the robot mode? These 2 in the back. Because that one I just used for the chicken. But with the robot mode, I just stuck this into his hand and I left it at that. Was I supposed to do something with this? Robot mode shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna get to robot mode and I'm gonna do that. Because I feel kinda guilty that I robbed Deathsaurus of his big robot mode shoulder moment. But yeah, next HasLab. I've heard, rumor talk about it. I don't put too much thought into it because I'm like, whatever it is, I will have no control over what the next HasLab is. That's kind of my outlook. Unless I do and I'm not aware of it, in which case I apologize to everyone for shirking my responsibility. But I think that there is a conversation to be had about, like, do you all think that they might just decide HasLab Transformers is Generation's victory for the time being? Because I'm not saying that that's what it is, because they didn't do 2 victory toys so much as they did 2, characters that go together. But also, they've done the top end of the victory line now. There isn't that much left in victory, right? I mean, there isn't that much left, but also they're all combiner teams. So I wonder if the pragmatic and simplest, the Occam's razor move, is we just say HasLab Transformers is Transformers victory until we're done. Because that will probably be like the lifespan of the current team, right? and then they get, they kind of get to say like, hey, here's our mark we left behind. We updated Victory. Like I feel like that might just be the the play in their position, because then you do Lio Kaiser, who's beloved as a concept, and then you got the Multi-Force and Road Caesar. Dino King is it sounds like is already happening anyway, right? Maybe Multi-Force fits into a main line because they're so play pattern. Did the HasLab team make it through layoffs? I don't know what the status of Transformers team members are. I know that something I heard, I didn't look into this too much, is that a lot of the Wizards of the Coast layoffs were seasonal hires. That doesn't make it good, but that it was, and it was certainly not every layoff. There were some, like was the Universes Beyond project lead was like one of the layoffs or something. But I don't think we've heard anything about Transformers team layoffs. The HasLab team for Transformers is still, as far as I know, just the design team. They might have laid off HasLab logistics people. And I wouldn't be surprised if they laid off a bunch of the nearly non-existent staff they seem to have for Hasbro Pulse. I think that's one where we will see how Pulse functions as a service in the next year and a half. But yeah, I don't know if we know anything about anyone Transformers related that has been laid off. I feel like I'm not going to say people were looking for it, but I feel like that was one of the things that people with eyes were keeping eyes out for. Yeah, Lorcon, you can't think anyone's safe if they're gonna friggin' if they like what was it? It was the project or the creative lead on Universes Beyond for Magic. Universes Beyond, possibly the single most profitable thing Hasbro has done at all in like recent memory. Since it was the biggest thing for Magic, if I understood correctly. Yeah, the Baldur's Gate guy implied that like every liaison that they dealt with and every team member they dealt with is gone. But the Baldur's Gate folks, I don't know a lot about Baldur's Gate. I don't know who exactly they would have been interacting with. My understanding is that Hasbro does have brand liaisons specifically for licensed projects, and it might have been just the brand liaisons. Like I don't know who from Hasbro or who from WotC, I should say, the Baldur's Gate 3 team were talking to, but I would not be surprised if brand liaisons were among those chopped, because I get the impression that they do not have very long tenure. Like they sound like one of the more like, oh, you're a new face kind of positions that like a licensor or licensee would deal with. I always forget now which direction license goes. The third party who gets the Transformers license is what I'm thinking. Wasn't the Transformers team favorite toy stream after the layoffs? Yeah, I got the impression that the public-facing Transformers team, the Instagram crew, the stream crew, for the most part seemed to be fine. I think that the bunch of us in those Zoom calls pushing for them to be public-facing Instagram people may well have also done some work to protect their positions. We'll never know, but I think that would be kind of cool if that was the case. Timu, the cannon materializes to its expanded form, so the folding is a toy-only feature, it seems. Thank you for checking. I appreciate that. Hasbro's the licensor. Thank you, Lorcon. I always get that flipped in my head. It's really annoying. It's annoying to me specifically because I'm so persnickety about how that language gets used that then I start getting it wrong, and I'm like, well, this is stupid. I need to see the sheet for a second to check something. Toes up. Okay. I wasn't sure if I had these the right way. Do you think Transformers fans have a lot to worry about with Hasbro undergoing its current transition to a licensing IP company with other companies doing their historical bread and butter business? I will say I wouldn't use the word worry so much as like things that we thought were steady are probably not going to be steady. I think that on a silver lining note, this may open up the idea of more licensed third-party transforming pieces, which I feel was one of the more like I understand why, but I hate this side of the license when it was given out, is that like you can do anything you want as long as it doesn't transform. And obviously that's had like little exceptions here and there, but as a ground rule, my understanding is that was always kind of like one of the license ground rules. And there were a lot of folks who were kind of like, yeah, but we got this idea though, and I want to see more people like mess with that idea. In general, I should say, like, for full context, I don't believe in the idea of brand sanctity because it's a brand, and I have limits to how much, like, as a Transformers fan, I obviously walk a whole lot of really weird, mostly hypocritical lines in a lot of this stuff. But I try to be very particular about, like, never using phrases like, you know, for the good of the franchise, because I don't like what I deem to be the slippery slope that can create of, like, we, the operating fandom, taking on the emotional responsibility that does not belong to us and should not belong to us. Red Snarl, I feel like that's possible with the Flame Toys Megazord being fully transformable. It could be, but also I feel like Hasbro does not really care that much about the Power Rangers license's sanctity on a toy level, whereas with Transformers, you know, the what I understand is the shareholder line would commonly be like, are you trying to tell me that that a licensee is making a transforming Transformer? I thought that's what you guys do, like that kind of, you know, BS. I'm sticking this into the shoulder holes. That's tight. How does that fit? That's butting right into his head. Doesn't feel good. Ah! Oh, wow. He did not fall over. Not those shoulder holes. Oh. Where would Which one? Oh, I found him. There's more shoulder holes. Full Van Damme, baby. Volvo moment. I feel like letting a licensors create transforming toys puts all the Hasbro and Takara jobs at risk. I could see that. I think okay, I see how this works now. That is very unnecessary. Okay. I see the point you're making. I don't disagree. I feel like those jobs are at the same amount of risk though. Either way. Because mainly the draw of licensing out Transformers has always meant to be getting an alternate aesthetic on a Transformer. And so I feel that allowing a licensee to make their piece also convert would allow for the full expression of an alternate aesthetic on Transformers. And since the aesthetic, ideally, would be capital A alternate, that should allow for the classic Transformers design team and Takara Tomy engineering squad to still, you know, ply their knowledge as they always have. I say all this, right? But the folks who run things at a corporation like Hasbro don't care about any of this. And I think any overtures made by a Hasbro with language about protecting our brand, or, you know, we at Hasbro are a family, or you know, our wonderful friends and partners at Takara Tomy, I don't think a lot of that language, if it comes from a level above a design team, is going to really mean anything. When it comes from a design team, I think it does mean something. I think there's a lot of respect in there, and that's why for all of my habit of not really having much nice things to say about the idea of the franchise, the brand, etc., I still like Transformers, and I think that we're lucky that we're able to identify the humans who work on it, support them and congratulate them and laud them, especially now that they have Instagram accounts. At least some of them do. We're able to do that without having to go to like, you know, the shrine of Hasbro itself and just prostrate there. Like, you can support the humans and then also say it's a shame that they work in a giant machine that kind of sucks. But yeah, as far as I know, Transformers has not had any known, like, nameable losses. I'm not sure what influence Hasbro downsizings have on the Takara Tomy side of things, since they're, I believe, still ostensibly a partnership and not an ownership, I think. Please correct me if I might be misremembering that part. And as far as I know, Transformers remains very safe because it is Hasbro's most successful original intellectual property that they had before acquiring anybody in their current state. So it has a certain level of safety, but it is also always going to be on the forefront of, like, you know, we're going to try something out, and we're going to try it with the Transformers. And I think it's also always going to be last in line for things like, we're going to do we're going to have a devoted Universes Beyond Doctor Who Magic the Gathering Commander set that's delivered like an LCG through 4 decks, where you get everything. No random chase, nothing. The boosters are just for alternate artworks. And it's all going to be designed with love and care by people who love Doctor Who and who love and work on Magic the Gathering into this beautiful, almost alternate game that happens to follow, maybe by coincidence, the original Deckmaster ideal of other games that can just interact with each other. In the meantime, our own brand, the Transformers, gets 16 disparate, non-synergistic commanders that have nothing whatsoever to do with each other, and generally terrify people if they don't know what they do when they read the cards. So I think that, like, Transformers will always kind of get left behind in those more interesting collaborative things, but then ideally, if they license it out more and flexibilize the license, we get more interesting takes that don't have to tread directly into gray legal or straight up, like, you know, IP infringement gray legal, as a lot of third-party stuff does. PT, it's all Power Rangers Lightning Collection people laid off, I bet. I mean, do we know what's up with John Warden, and were there any other names we knew? Because I couldn't keep track. I didn't really pay enough attention. Because Power Rangers going into, like, limbo right before all those layoffs is certainly a spooky thing to think about just in a vacuum. WotC even got the Jurassic license, and those cards turned out really well, seemingly. Yeah, the Universes Beyond cards, for the most part, turn out fine. I mean, like, the Transformers ones got me back into playing Commander, and I've had a lot of fun. Once I accepted that the Transformers cards are not a bunch of Transformers you put into a Transformers deck. They are like 15 or 16 disparate decks you can make, and then the monocolor ones can kind of just fit into other ones if you need to. I found them kind of fun to mess with, and thankfully, you know, the Toronto crowd has been very accepting of me and my now 6 Transformers decks, because no one else is really messing with them, it seems. Everyone is, like, Doctor Who was colossal. Lord of the Rings was colossal for grabbing people. Zimman 2, I thought it was pseudo-confirmed by that one job listing for a touch-up artist that a lot of the layoffs were artists that were replaced with AI. So I never caught if that was confirmed, because I read the language of that job, and it was suspicious, but it also was like, it might have just been, like, a really irritatingly, cloyingly written job posting. That, I don't... To me, it read in a vagary where I was like, you can take this any way. I think it's likely that it has at least been floated that they hire touch-up artists versus actual artists. But that job listing was written in such a cloying way, I was like, this also just feels like how they want to write their job listings to try to be cute, which is a separate thing that I find kind of frustrating. Yeah, the other thing about the artists is, do any I don't know this. Do any Magic the Gathering artists actually work for Hasbro, or are they on a contractor basis? Because I kind of assumed that artists for Magic the Gathering were on a contractor basis as opposed to like being employees with benefits. And that is me just making an assumption about the way that corporations treat artists in general. So I'm happy to know if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if the layoffs would really be like we're laying off artists so much as like we're just not calling back a bunch of artists. Lorcon says most, if not all, Magic artists are freelance. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, like I mean, this is really, I'm splitting hairs. So like I'm not sticking up for Hasbro at all when I say this. It's like, you can't really lay off freelancers if you just stop hiring them. Somewhere in the background, someone just stabs a steak knife into a table. Tell you on, maybe not all, but probably most. Yeah, like I think it's a fair assumption to make. Oh, you're not supposed to see that. That's censored. Well, yeah, they credit artists when they're freelanced, but like, oh, the Universes Beyond stuff for Transformers, the way that they were trying to credit Transformers art, the way that the Games Workshop provided art was credited to Games Workshop as an artist name, the way that Studio Volta has to just be credited as Studio Volta, friggin' bummer. PP Poo says, censoring the Coke bottle to avoid unintentionally forcing Coke to pay you. That's right. I get Coca-Cola, scrappy little company. I don't want to get them in trouble. Trying to like get those poor kids to have to owe me $5. I can't do that. But yeah, like a lot of the Transformers cards, the artwork is just, Studio Volta. If you look, you can find out who Studio Volta is. But I'm like, yeah, but that means he's not, like, there's an artist that goes with each one. And then the weirdest thing in the world, the Secret Lair Transformers basic lands got the artist name on them. And I don't understand the separation. Like, one of them was Joanna LaFuente. So I'm like, what? I mean, that's great, but like... but why? And yeah, Games Workshop has a whole deranged thing about... I call it deranged. It's only because, like, there is this one reason why they stopped. And someone in the chat... I'm sure people in the chat know. Like, Hawk, if you're around, you probably know. And someone will always speak up to go, like, well, they stopped doing it because this guy who wrote these books got dogpiled. And I'm always like, okay, yes. But, like, there is a gulf between that and a non-opt-in or opt-out system where no one gets credit at all, right? And then, like, what was it? Was it, like, John Blanche art that Games Workshop provided for the Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering stuff, where those artworks, instead of saying John Blanche, they were, like, art by Games Workshop, and it's like... it's like, dog! Anyway, I got certain outlooks on that stuff, and certain patiences, but in general, I just hope we continue getting, like, names attached to things, and I hope that eventually we hit a world where someone who worked on Transformers and did stuff that we liked, and doesn't work on Transformers anymore, is working on something adjacent, and they can just name drop themselves that they're working on it, and you'll have people going like, oh, I loved the sideswipe that guy did. I want to check out this project where he's making submarines that turn into cars that turn into robots or something. You know, like in general, shifting us towards following creators versus creations on a larger corporate level. In the world of independent stuff, like there's plenty of room and flexibility for that, in my opinion, compared to the wider world. Zimman, it looks like I missed the unboxing of the Space Chicken. Yes! We're just about done. I just want to see how this thing goes into his crotch. It's like that. Ring Raiders. Part of it is so their employees can... Yeah, and the Games Workshop end. I mean, I follow a lot of the former GW people who have been fairly transparent. And this is the thing. This is the thing. They're fairly transparent and not in like how do you put this? Not in a bristly way, is at least the way I've taken it. Like, obviously there's like going to be some ill feelings, but like, it's not in like this bristling way where it's like, and then those people, what they did to us. It's more just like they laid out, like Games Workshop, specifically Duncan Rhodes, terrified some person in the Games Workshop chain, that led to this, what I would call catastrophic ripple effect of bad decisions, demonstrably bad decisions, that had the specific effect that was specifically attempting to be avoided. Where then you have like Peachy and Louise Sugden going off and doing their own things. And they left in part because the working environment, in an attempt to prevent them from doing that, got more unpleasant and thus accelerated their decision to leave and do their own thing. And it's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like you can't specifically craft against recognition of someone's work that someone likes. You can do things to spread the credit. You can do things to, like, try to make the creation more valuable than the person who did the creating. But when you're just like, we're gonna have all our on-screen talent no longer have names or faces, and we will simply use a man voice for everything, then it's kind of like, well, now people are just gonna friggin' figure out who you're covering up. And when I say, like, there's very little bristling I find in the tone around that stuff, is because a lot of the folks who came out of that are like, our coworkers are great, and we still, like, a lot of them still like Games Workshop stuff a lot. They don't hate it, and they don't come away going like, and never again, because they're like, no, I mean, friends of mine work there and I like their stuff. It's just it means, like, with a Games Workshop, like, engage with it how you like. Like, if you don't like their stuff, then, like, you're saved all of this. If you like the games and the models, just get models, and then if you like the models, try to get them secondhand. If you like the games, maybe recognize that you don't have to buy the books. There are resources that are better updated than the books themselves if you want to play the games. And that is entirely on Games Workshop's hands, that they are unable to compete with a site like Wahapedia. It's comical that Games Workshop is unable to compete with the services provided by a Wahapedia.ru. Because it's like, just keep your PDFs updated. And they're like, nah. And it's okay. Have an online version of all this stuff that I can buy once, that is updated, versus me having to track down 14 different books to play Kill Team. Nah! Okay. And if you like Zimman, if you like the books, check out your local library. They could be in there. The thing with me that always kind of stuck with me is, I'm like, if I want to play the games and I bought all the models, and then they want me to buy like somewhere between 3 to 8 books every year, I'm kind of like, I think I bought enough of your models though, and every one of your competitors feel like they've pivoted to PDF versions of the rules, with the hardcover editions being dressed up in a way where you're not buying them to own the rules so much as you're also buying them to own a lore book or an art book. That's why I have, like, little patience for, like, the argument of, like, you should buy the books, because I'm like, nah. Like, there are so many examples now of why Games Workshop's approach to their rulebooks is catastrophically outdated. And I feel like you don't even have to feel guilty. If you've bought a ton of Games Workshop models, you bought a whole lot of the thing they make their money from. Like, you're fine, in my opinion, at least. And I'm getting onto a real tangent about tabletop wargaming. So I'm just going to put the shield into Deathsaurus' hands to protect me from the backlash of Big James Tabletop. Stardust mission: buy books from small creators, not big companies. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, one of my favorite companies on pure practices alone is Osprey Games, because if you buy a game, well, actually two of them, Osprey. If you buy from Osprey Direct, they give you a discount on the PDF or on the digital version, not just the PDF version. In the digital version, you have options of if you want a PDF, an ebook, etc. But if you buy from them the physical and the digital at the same time, they give you a discount on both. With Modiphius, if you buy a Modiphius physical book and you email them a proof of purchase, they send you the PDF free of charge. And like, that's so perfect. Yeah, Tygon, I haven't kept up with the apps. I mean, the apps are a good step forward. It's just, yeah, the unlock thing feels, again, outdated to me, because the unlock thing is what Privateer Press was doing like 8 years ago, and I'm like, it's fine, it's fine, but like, if the integration is not seamless, if anything in that integration is not seamless, then I'm like, I want to shake them super hard and go like, dog. I don't know, because I you know, people have told me, like, part of Games Workshop's higher up internal corporate culture is no one else exists, on like a very broad strokes level, and so that explains a lot of this to me too. But yeah, like Modiphius's approach, I just adore it. 'Cause like, I bought 40 parsecs from whatever, the solo RPG tabletop game, space game, and then I just emailed them. I was like, hey, I bought this from a local shop, and they're like, here's a PDF, and that was it. No questions asked. They were just, I sent them a picture of the receipt, and they were like, cool, have a digital version. I'm like, thank you. That makes the character sheet a lot easier to work with. Yeah, small shop physical objects is a complete, like, you know, you can, if, I don't know if Non-F is around tonight, but like, Non-F is, among many other people, Non-F can speak to that kind of stuff. Like, shipping physical objects is a nightmare, especially now, and especially outside of your country, let alone internationally. There's no good spot for it. Someone can have an Etsy shop or a private shop, and they can create a really cool physical, like, transforming robot toy. And if they want to ship it to, say, Canada from America, that's like 20, 25, 30 bucks shipping at the bare minimum. There's no way around it. That is an issue with global logistics. That is something to hold a lot of logistics and warehousing companies' feet to the fire over. Not even like Hasbro is maybe someone you could bully a little bit. And I've said, like, if you want to really start a thing with Hasbro, tell them to set up a warehouse in Canada somewhere. Surely they have the money. But otherwise, yeah, it's North American shipping unions, it's Canadian shipping logistics, and a lack of warehouse space is my understanding. There's grand distances between storage locations, because we have a lot of unpopulated land space. My throat sounds like I've been talking a lot. What I've only been streaming for like 1 minute. What do you mean I've been talking a lot? Although, you know, good news, Hasbro Pulse figured out Canadian shipping. So something happened. I don't know what. I haven't tried it yet, but Hasbro Pulse has actual reasonable Canadian shipping with a free shipping threshold. That is like $75, I think, for free shipping. So, ayo, something happened that was positive. Zim, I bought from David White once. I know he's busy with other stuff. Love to see him come back to Mechazone. Me too. But he's, like, David White is busy for all the best reasons, right? So, Face, what bugs me is that all the logistics warehouses are in Ontario, so stuff comes in on ships to Vancouver, goes to Ontario, then comes all the way back out to the west. Yeah, that's one of the problems, is my understanding. But yeah, PT, I wonder if they got a Canadian warehouse for Pulse, because, like, they figured something out for Pulse whereby it's not what it used to be. It's like reasonable to ship to Canada from Pulse now. So they figured something out. I kind of wish they would go full transparency on it, as much as that's like, you know, maybe it's trade secret stuff. I don't know. Deathsaurus is kind of chilling here. I'm going to switch back to face cam so we can start winding down. Hi. But yeah, they figured something out at Hasbro Pulse. Hopefully they didn't just lay off everyone who figured something out, right? Mimicry says, hopefully it means Australia will get it soon. Oh, dang, they still haven't figured that out? That sucks. Yeah, global shipping logistics are, like, the most annoying thing to figure. I'm glad I know a little bit more about it. Again, I know a little bit more, which is entirely from me just, like, bothering people who know better and catching little bits and pieces here and there. They made a tunnel under the U.S.-Canada border for... Yeah, it's the Hasbro tunnel. It's John Warden's secret street. Because John Warden was the one who came to Fan Expo in Toronto, and us bunch of Canadians, one after another, were all like, when are you going to fix Hasbro Pulse shipping? And that was pre-pandemic, so, you know, maybe John Warden figured something out. Just, he dug it himself with a pickaxe, made of Power Rangers toys. Powered by helium. But yeah, hopefully y'all had some fun tonight. It was fun on unboxing Deathsaurus. I got like this weird aggro about the word unboxing. It's not like me and the word content. I still have to friggin' film that little talk I wrote about content. The word unboxing just specifically annoys me because I think it sounds stupid. So it's like, it's completely unjustified. You know, it's my problem. It's not your problem. John Warden pulled some strings with the U.S.-Canada governments. I redeemed the Chicken Mode's butterfly joints for you. Thank you, Valkysis. No, you're welcome, Valkysis. No other robots to crack open. I got a few, but I'm going to save them. So we got fresh streams to do with recovered voices. But Friday, I'm going to do a variety stream. I might crack open some toys Friday. Friday, we're going to do an Extra Life variety stream in the hopes of raising a final $175 for sick kids. Not like, you know, for just sick kids, but also for the proper noun, capital S, capital K, Sick Kids. It's an organization. They're the one I'm connected through Extra Life. So there's still the pseudo cameo incentive you can purchase, or, you know, purchase on the Extra Life page, or you can just like post, or you can put in donations there on their own. There is let me get the QR code up. You can use that to find the site, and I'm also going to go get the link. It's copied. Or paste, send. There's the link. Those kids have some sick moves. But yeah, that variety stream, it's a variety also because if we do hit the 1,000, then there will be a whole bunch of things that we do. 4 things, it seems. At $850, an Optimus and Megatron scene reading. At $900, a hot sauce sandwich. At $950, another Optimus and Megatron scene reading. At $999, Hard Karaoke 2. And at $1,000, I get a gold medal. So if we hit $999, you get all the funny song and dance things, and then I'm $1 short of getting a gold medal, in which case, you know, we all laugh together. But yeah, I don't know, I could try to stick some more milestones in there. I just feel like if I stick in a milestone every $25, like, it's going to be a bunch of milestones, and that's the stream. Unless that works, I don't know. I'll poke around. But yeah, I've also got... oh no, no incentives are available right now? What's going on? Is this not available? Oh, this thing changed its end date on me. Hang on. I had set this end date for December 31, I thought. Okay, incentive should be up now. I'm going to refresh the page. There it is. But yeah, that's the main thing coming up. Probably gonna do this Friday. That's my current goal. Yeah, hopefully see some of you then. I'll announce on Blue Sky and Instagram, and I'll post you know, a scheduled stream, so it should show up in subscription feeds before it happens, so you get a little bit of notice. Otherwise, I will echo the thought that I hope all of your holidays were nice. Hope that you all had the best kind of late December you could have. I'm gonna get this little endo music going. And you still got you know, a couple days left in the year to do some crazy fantastic things. So get on out there, be crazy fantastic. Hang on, 24 was the number. There it is. But yeah, I'm trying to film some stuff because I want to get 2 more reviews out this month, and I think I can. By the way, for Patreon folks, because I'm starting to get a little bit more flow going, check your monthly caps, because the Patreon's still set to per video, and so I want to make sure you all are aware of what, like, how many entries you've actually, because you can just say I only want to pay once, but if you don't, it's gonna proc the $2 like every time I do a posting. And I like to leave that flexibility in there, but make sure you go and check that you have a cap set, just in case something wild happens and I do like 10 videos in a month or something. Seems unlikely, but who knows? Probably 2 more coming this month. The next one is going to be something video gamey, and after that should be some MDLX. So, hey yo. Anyway, I'll talk to you all again. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, Zero? Bye, Zero. Take it easy, y'all.
Make sure, with all your festivities, you track your carbs, eat your vitamins, and drink your milk. Will we see an extra life on Friday? Find out. Will I receive the extra life I am owed?
Let them come.